It's time to fill the pantry up. Hey everyone, welcome to Homestead Corner. I'm Ginny, and today I have a $25 budget stock up from the Dollar Tree. Right now is a great time to get that pantry as full as possible. We are seeing more and more price increases at our local Dollar Tree, and I think it is so important to get the things into our pantry that we can before the prices continue to rise. All over the place. Some places we're seeing a little bit of drops, but not a whole lot, but saving every little bit where we can is definitely helpful. So let's jump right into this and see what we got. So the first thing I grabbed was a couple packages of soup crackers. We love crackers in our soup. They're delicious, and I love to have them on hand. If anybody gets sick, we definitely want to make sure we have them because we eat a lot more soup when we're sick, and they are just nice to have. I just love tomato soup with some basil and crackers in it. It's delicious, but you can put them in any kind of soup. They're great for all sorts of stuff. $1.25 is a super good deal. The next thing I grabbed was a couple bags of egg noodles. A 12-ounce bag of egg noodles for $1.25 is a super good deal. And you can use them for all sorts of stuff. We throw them in casseroles, soups. Sometimes we just put butter and pepper on them for a nice side dish. And then our store had a couple more of the quick oats. We just love these. We make our own instant oatmeal cups, so we can just add hot water to them in the mornings, and it makes a quick, simple meal. They're also great for cookies and putting in breads and all sorts of stuff. You can blend them down to make oat flour if you want to. We just love to have quick oats in the house. They are super handy, and again, tons and tons of uses for them. We can just do so many different things. We love to have plenty in the house. The next thing I grabbed was a couple bags of beans. They had some kidneys in, and they also had in these Great Northern beans. These are wonderful for ham soup or whatever. We love the kidneys for baked beans, all sorts of stuff, putting in chilies. I like to get the dried beans, and then I can can them up when I want to and have canned ones on the shelf. It is so much cheaper. I get about 4 pints of beans out of one 12-ounce bag, so not too bad, and it does save some money, and we're canning anyway, so a lot of times when I'm doing meat, I'll just throw in some beans to fill in the holes, and because they can for the same amount of time, and then we have shelf-stable, ready-to-eat beans. I also grabbed a couple more cans of the Muir Glen crushed tomatoes with basil. I love these. I think they are wonderful, and they are a super good deal. These are almost $4 a can at our other stores, and they're the nice big 28-ounce cans. We love to have these, and you can turn them into anything. If I need sauce, I can just throw these in the blender and then toss it on the stove and season it up, and I've got quick, easy spaghetti sauce, and this is really affordable. You get a ton in here for $1.25. It is a super good deal. They only had 2 cans, or I definitely would have gotten more. The next thing I grabbed was some onion soup mix, and this is just the one the Dollar Tree carries, the Continental Chef. It's pretty good. We use it. I love it to throw in the crock pot with some pork chops or chicken, or you can do all kinds of stuff. You can make soup or dip or whatever you want with it. And sometimes we just use it for seasoning, and that works too. So making sure we can use these items in multiple ways is great, and just trying to think outside the box. It says soup and dip, but it's also a great seasoning depending on what you're making. You can add it to lots of things. The next thing I grabbed was a couple bottles of the Healthy Balance Old Orchard juices. These are really good. They're low in sugar and low in carbs. So that's great if that's something that you're looking to, make sure that you're not getting overloaded with sugars. A lot of juices have tons of sugar in them, but these do not, and they are pretty good. My kids like them. The apple juice tastes a little bit watered down from the stuff you get in the store, but it doesn't have all that sugar, which is wonderful. So we really like these for $1.25. They are a super good deal and wonderful to have in the pantry because they're shelf stable. They're going to last over a year, and we're just going to have it when we need it. The next thing I grabbed was the spicy style buffalo chicken. I bought this last week and we gave it a try. We made a little chicken and rice casserole with it. We love buffalo sauce and buffalo chicken. It's delicious. So I'm going to do a soup again this week. And I thought I would just grab 2 cans while they had it in stock to get it on the shelf. It's got a nice little buffalo flavor and not too spicy, but you can taste it. It's got a little bit of tang in there, and it's good. So we're going to try a soup with it later this week. And I thought I would just grab a couple more to get into the pantry. I definitely will keep some of these on hand because they're yummy. It was really good. The chicken and rice, buffalo chicken and rice was delicious. The next thing I grabbed was a can of the Mother's Made cherries, the cherry pie filling. This is wonderful. You can put this in pies. You can make a crisp with it. You can do so many different things with it, which is great. I haven't seen these in a while in our Dollar Tree. So when I saw them today, I wanted to grab one and get it into the pantry, make sure we have all of those things. Desserts are important too. We need to make sure, even in an emergency situation, that we've got some kind of comfort something, and you can make a little dough and make turnovers really easy, just a little pie crust, or you could stick them in like a cinnamon roll. You could do so many different things with them. They are great, and these ones are really delicious, and $1.25 is a super deal. The other stores, all the ones that they have, nothing is under $2 around us. Fruit is another one of those things that I have the hardest time getting for canned fruit in the pantry because we don't like tons of them, but we do like the pears. And we made muffins with these last week. We do all sorts of stuff. You can eat them right out of the can. Put a little whipped cream on them. They're good. And you can save the juice to sweeten things with, like your iced tea or anything like that. You could, boil it down a little bit more, make a little syrup with it. I mean, there's so many different things you can do to it. You can add it into your baked goods as part of your liquid, so it adds just a little bit more flavor to it. But I always adjust that sugar a little bit because these syrups are quite sweet that they're in. And the last thing I grabbed was just a couple cans of chicken broth. I don't think you can have too much chicken broth in your pantry. It is so useful for so many different things. I will add it with my buffalo chicken creamy soup and to make a soup, and just kind of thin this out because this is thick like your cream of anything soups, cream of chicken, cream of celery. It's thick like that. So we'll add a little bit of chicken broth to it, throw some chicken in, a few veggies, and make up a buffalo chicken soup. And there's, if you cook your rice in this, you can use it for cooking anything really. Instead of the water, it's going to add more flavor and more nutrients to your meals. And that's it for my $25 stock up this week. I did just food this week, and I think it's important to make sure that we are replacing what we're using and keeping our pantries as full as possible. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. There is just all kinds of crazy stuff going on. That if you get sick, job loss, you want to be ready to take care of you and your family. And we like to make sure that the pantry is full with not just food, but all of the supplies that we use on a regular basis. So make sure your pantry's full and keep it stocked as full as you can. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. You can fill up your pantry really affordably. All of these things are only $1.25 each. So it's not hard to get that pantry filled up. If you just put even $10 a week, it's going to give you 8 more items stacked away. So that little bit always helps. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.